Hello.
Show up.
Hello.
Please. Florida.
Babes. Indeed.
Indeed.
Look at me. Early.
Oh, wow.
Y'all, I'm a dummy.
What?
I picked up overtime.
Oh, wow.
It literally, this is the catch. I literally picked up overtime. Normally I'll do it like 5 to 9:30, but they didn't have any available other than 8. Or no, that's Eastern time. It's 8 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, which is literally the time of our meeting.
Oh, wow.
Good morning.
Hi, babes. Okay, Miss Model.
Right.
Stop it. That's all because of Solia.
Oh, my God, no. Like, you're not voting, though.
Right.
Very good.
I'm dead. Abby putting her 2 cents in. I'm like, just comment on the YouTube page.
So I sound like period,
No,
Abby.
literally. Okay, but like, what is the YouTube page like? It's kind of bumping.
No, but tell me why I be rewatching them low key. So
Right.
in the
I was
background.
like,
I don't. Wait, what's a YouTube word channel again?
Go talk it out.
Talk it out, yeah.
Yeah, okay, talk it out.
I kind of changed it up to be more like a book club page, so because it was like my
Talk it out. Subscribe. Turn on
subscribe.
bell notifications.
Yes, and we'll put some of these. There's some influencers in the bunch.
LOL.
We'll plug you up.
Ready.
The models in the making, apparently.
Right? Like, okay. And I know she has more to come.
Like, I cannot wait.
Literally, when I saw the outfit, I was like, I'm ready. Can I have more, please?
I had Solia help me with it.
Yeah, I did.
Good.
But on the end of the day, you definitely picked out the outfit, so.
Beverly.
Hi.
Hello, Miss Girl.
How are y'all?
Good.
Guys, guess what I just finished doing?
What?
What?
Me.
Oh no!
It's gonna be out in YouTube.
We're getting demonetized.
Yeah.
Is that Palo Santo?
What?
I'm dead.
Let me get my notes for the book because, guys, I wrote hella notes.
Right? But for real, look at all these little tabs I got all over the place.
Oh my gosh, that looks like a Bible, Jamie.
Hey, Meryl.
Hey, girl.
Girly. Where are my AirPods?
Wow. I just got the chance to.
I really did not have a lot of notes for this. And I don't know.
It's a lot to soak in. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I
Like,
was
Right.
like,
Finish.
did I finish?
Right.
is it just me, or did anyone else have like kind of like troubles in the beginning, kind of like getting into it?
I know, like, yeah.
Because I was just.
Honor, you were on chapter 4 like 2 days ago.
Girl.
Hey everyone.
Welcome,
Liam.
Liam. Right?
Liam. Oh my God. Period.
How are you guys?
Finally has a face.
Right.
Guys, I cannot find my AirPods. I can't find my AirPods. I'm not logged into work. We are struggling.
Are you supposed to be working still? Right.
So I explained to the early birds. I guess it was only Solia.
It's Cindy.
Yeah, Cindy, I think heard. I accidentally well, I guess it really wasn't an accident because you do have to sign up for that. But I signed up for overtime and I goofed. I put it for 8 to 9:30, but Schwab time
Eastern?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, so here I am.
No.
But it's okay
Well, I
because I'm
made
still
sure
gonna.
that I made my food before because y'all were clowning me last time.
No, I'm mean, I was just upset that you didn't make me any. Like you cooked for yourself on camera.
Oh, some more. I cook like I'm still at my parents' house.
Teeth. We gotta go here.
I'm dead.
It's not letting me log in.
Dude, I'm trying to think. Wait, Jamie, is Kim gonna get on this one?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
She hasn't said anything to me like personally.
Okay.
Meryl. What? I just finished watching the Jerry episode on Tuesday. Right.
Oh, with the child,
Babe. He's just how? Why would you do that when you're like, I didn't expect that.
Oh, Liam, I see your background. I see you.
I was trying to get something different. I haven't really had to use these backgrounds, so.
Right.
Where is my AirPods? This is a joke.
Who said it's a joke? No.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Not next to the.
Who else is missing? We have Abby, we have- Should we get started? Should we get started, ladies and gentlemen?
If you're
We
talking.
got a small group today.
We do.
Everyone's dropping like flies.
Everyone's dropping
Charlie
like
and Abby,
Evelyn
right?
husbands.
I'm like Evelyn's husband.
Oh, like Evelyn's husband.
Hey,
I cannot.
Wow.
What up?
Mo made it.
Wow.
Hello.
Bear with
Oh
me.
my God, I am really up in here searching for these
Oh, you're
AirPods.
legitimately at work right now?
I'm legitimate or a little I can't say it.
Wait,
Yeah.
The commitment. I love the commitment.
dude, wait, Sydney, you have your hand up? How did you do that?
Oh, so let me put it down.
How do you do that?
There's like a reaction thing that you can use.
Okay. Interesting that you say that.
Mhm.
Okay, so should we like use it this time? Because we have a lot to talk about.
Like-
and I want to get everyone's opinion.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
lot to
from
unpack here.
everyone.
I might have to use the mute all button.
No, but actually, because like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And everyone just like unmutes to talk because there's just so much juicy tea.
I'm telling you.
Guys, I'm so
stuff.
waiting all week for this.
Not for real.
Okay, Mo. Okay, wait.
I've been waiting
Yes,
2 days.
'cause I want to ask. Like, I don't know. She's at work.
Oh no, I can talk.
Okay, I was gonna say so. Like,
That's my job.
literally. So in the beginning, girl, I guess not in the beginning, but like from chapter 3 till what, like to however more chapters we read till 20, like how would you describe Evelyn in like a simpler manner? Like how do you see her as a person now? Like, because the character development.
I am obsessed with her though. Like she does not give a fuck.
From beginning to
Agree.
end.
And I'm ready to find out which husband she kills because I know that she does. There's no way that she doesn't kill someone.
Right?
Okay, I'm thinking it was Don, but
I'm saying it's husband number 5.
He's terrible. Like, no. Can't say.
But
Be
wait, because tea.
because all right, what do you got? What do you want to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I have to say is rich women do not get their hands dirty. So,
They do not. They let someone else do it for them.
and as she said, she's never been in between. She's not an in between type of gal. So,
I say let's start with this, okay? Since Kimberly's about to get on, it's perfect because I'm about to. Okay, so let's start with this. From chapter I guess was 1 till 20. Choose one word to best describe that chapter, and everyone's gonna go in order. Jamie, you'll go first. So Jamie or Kim, reiterating, you just
Hey, Kim.
right on time. Welcome. I'm saying like from the chapters that we read so far, we're gonna choose one word to describe how the theme of the chapter, like how we think the chapter is. So you'll start with like Jamie.
Which chapter? The chapter coming up or the chapter that we just read?
Just since like all of the things that we've read, one word to describe so far your thoughts on these chapters.
When I think of a good word, I would think.
Ooh,
Wait, are you saying like are you
God, heart wrenching. How about that?
okay.
Can I do it?
Yeah, you can go next. Or JD, you pick the next person.
Okay, Meryl.
Oh, okay. I was about to say you're gonna say yes and then say okay. I would say Lebanese, if y'all know what I mean.
Get out.
You're done.
Oh well.
Next
You're
person.
done. Bye your life.
So you pick the next person.
Mo.
Wait, what?
One word to describe from chapters 4 to 20. One word to describe the chapters that you've read.
Like mind blowing. I feel like because I just wasn't expecting like, especially chapter 20. Like what?
Oh yeah.
Not ready.
Completely.
I was not.
So funny. Mo, pick someone to describe the.
Let's go with Liam since she's working.
Okay.
Sorry.
Liam.
I guess I would say determination because it like when she put herself to something and how far she
Right,
got
like,
along with just being
She's
determined.
working.
Right.
Nothing's gonna stop her.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. As you should.
Liam, pick someone to go next.
Jamie?
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Oh, I already picked mine.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I don't know everybody's name, so I'm working on it.
Kimberly hasn't gone.
Oh gosh,
Okay.
I'm still thinking of words.
That's what I was looking at next. Kimberly.
Okay, Blair, I'm right there with you. I'm like, dictionary?
Hard to like give the same word when you think about chapter 4 and you think about chapter 19 specifically. Like I just have two different words for those, for certain chapters.
Is it 2 words? Let's hear it.
Well, when I think of chapter 4, like sin, I like the way that like he described that, and then chapter 19, I would say blossom.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I like that.
Did you say sin for chapter 4? Sin, like sinning?
It really stuck out to me the way that she described how like our generation kind of just we talk without really thinking about how strong some words, like the meaning of some words might have like an impact on, like she describes sin as being like this thing not really sorry for. But,
right. Some words do have a heavy meaning to them.
Yeah.
That's good actually. Because she does mention that to Monique at one point, bro. The chapters, the one thing that you mentioned, we'll get to it, but like when she's like, don't just categorize me as
Yes, actually that was actually one of my
like put me in your box or something. And I was like, I literally was at the dog park, I saw that, and I was like,
literally I was like, wow.
Hey!
Oh my god.
Maya, what's your one word? Did you go already?
I have it. I'm gonna say from chapter 1 to chapter 20, I think a great word to describe it would be she's very resilient. I guess literally as a teen to what she's become now, like the way that she's described herself, she's like, she doesn't give a fuck. She will, what's it called? She said she'll use anyone she can in order to get to the top. And I love her relationship between her and Harry because they're both like the same way. It's almost like two power twins together and they're just like making it. I'm like, that's what a best friend's for. What the fuck? I love that. And I love that about how they like incorporated that because I read like in a lot of books, it's very much so like the gay best friend, always like happy, lively, crazy. But this one has it's more realistic. It's just like,
for that
yes,
time.
huh?
for that time at least. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
Adult version of a GBF. It's not.
exactly.
Right. But yeah, resilient would definitely be mine. I think Beverly hasn't gone. Beverly, do you wanna? Yeah.
My word, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, and I guess I would say if I wasn't using Mariah's word, I would just be like surprised, because I was surprised from 4 to 20. I was just
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
because you didn't expect it. So yeah, that definitely be my word, just because I just didn't see that coming.
That's a good word. Andre, I guess, or you may go and then you go. What are you DJing over there?
I'm dead.
I would say inspiring, to be honest, like, are more eye-opening than inspiring, I think. Just because, like, the things that she was saying, a lot of y'all touched on the topics, but like when she was talking to Celia, I really don't know how to say her name, but I think it's like Celia, right?
Yeah.
That's what I've been her. And she was just saying, like, you need to learn not to feel bad when you're getting over on people or when you're using people. And I think that's something like a lot of people in our society really don't realize, because these rich people are not doing it by themselves. Like, Rihanna's not doing it herself. Beyonce's not doing it herself. Like, you have to use people to get ahead. And so I think that was like very eye-opening. Like, obviously she didn't say, but the writer said it. And clearly the writer is who is well known. So it's like, who are you using to get these books?
Right.
Yeah, like unapologetically, like just using people. And
Yeah.
love that she was like, she peeped her, like using her, and she's like, bitch, you can't get one over me. Like, I created this game.
She's
Right.
no black.
You can try me.
Gave me Christine vibes from Selling Sunset, and I don't know.
Okay.
Because
I know, but actually,
Okay.
And my word is salacious. It's because
Okay.
so describe what that means.
sure.
Got it.
I need definition. Use it in a sentence.
Right.
Spell it out.
So salacious is having or conveying undue or inappropriate interest in sexual matters. Salacious. You know,
Okay.
I guess the chapter, then we, you know, Dawn also has kind of like a salacious moment, and then, you know,
Oh God, fuck.
he has that thing with, you
Speaking
know,
of that ain't shit, motherfucker.
right.
How did you? Okay, I want to ask everyone's opinion. So, like, how did you guys have an inkling that it was gonna turn sour? That
Wait,
I'll ask.
Meryl,
I'll start asking. Huh?
before you jump to Dawn, we gotta talk about her first husband, Ernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that not the first? Okay,
You have to go
gotcha.
through each husband.
That's true. Okay,
That's
okay.
right,
Let
that's
me
right.
back the fuck. So Ernie.
Do you have a question about Ernie that you want to ask
Yeah.
to someone?
Yeah.
So, my question: how did we all feel about Ernie? Because when I was reading that part, I was just like, hold on. Why? I was like, what? So she's what, 14, maybe 17. We don't know what age she is. And this man who's obviously an adult, I was like, you're marrying this chick being so young. And I was like, is this not like, I don't know, like, what is it called whenever, I just was like, is that not weird? Are we just going the past? Did anyone else feel like that was not weird at all? Like the fact that she was so young and was that first guy?
Well, her dad of it, you know, she was like 15 and her dad signed some sort of like papers approving it. So it was just like a weird time.
Plus,
No, I was highly uncomfortable with that.
like at that time, I don't know if y'all are able to hear me or not.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. At that time, like, because this was the 50s or something like that. That was very much so accepted. Like, you had people having like 10 kids, 12 kids. Like, marrying very young. Like it was just of that time of the essence. So I don't think it was looked at like that's rape.
Right.
As
Like
it
R.
is
Kelly,
in our
we
eyes.
don't like
Yeah.
Oh,
So I don't know. I think it was just of the times,
Yeah.
but it definitely was very like. But I mean, hey, she said I have plans. So
literally.
Yeah,
I just
right.
wanted-
Who's gonna stop her?
True. The upside of that first relationship is I think she was never abused. That's the thing with him. Like it felt like it was just boring though. I think she just kind of was using him for like her gateway to like being a Hollywood star. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
How did you
Yeah,
guys
I found
feel?
the paragraph right here. It says, and that's what I traded my virginity for, a ride to Hollywood. Ernie and I got married on February 14th, 1953. I became Evelyn Diaz. I was just 15 by that point, but my father signed the papers.
Like what?
yeah.
God no.
But she also did say that her father was going to sell her off regardless. so she
Anyways,
figured
yeah.
she might as
True.
well do
Right.
That's true. So
The,
that's the
the
best.
highest bidder to the best potential bidder.
The highest bidder. That's true. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well,
That ain't shit.
there was also a part on there where I remember her getting upset that Ernie wasn't like didn't see her potential like she saw her own potential. But
Yes.
then she said, I have to remind myself that I sold him on a dream or his dream of a version that isn't even me. So him being upset or him not understanding is basically just him understanding who I am, who I sold to him, like the version I sold to him. And so I thought that was like, wow, this bitch, while
At a young age.
He knew what
Right.
In that part, I'm not gonna lie to you. And as soon as you said that, it makes more sense. So I was like, why is she leaving him? Like he liked her, or he didn't.
Girl, what was she gonna get from Ernie?
Yeah, it's
What was
literally
she going to get from him?
it was 4 months of them being married before she already met Harry, and then 2 weeks later she was already signed with Sunset Studios. It didn't take
But then
nobody
wait a
5
minute.
minutes
This
for her to be
sounds-
She was determined to leave.
like, she's like, bye.
She's like, let me throw that cat out there and let me get my deal.
Oh my god.
Not the cat.
Ari was over here and he was like, let me find out. And she did what she had to do. And low key respect, put respect on her name.
well, and if y'all remember that part, apparently she like they paid out. I think they paid out Ernie.
They paid him out, yeah, for the
Yeah,
marriage.
Wow.
Yeah, like he still got his cut, got his house. and
Literally.
everything.
Bitch,
Yeah.
please.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's
And,
right.
but like, all right, I'm gonna get remarried. I'm gonna have my 8 kids, and then I'm gonna leave you.
It's crazy.
I do what you gotta do.
Didn't he die early too? She's like, he died. And like, honestly, I'm glad I never stayed with him. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all want to start with your questions and to each person, or like your questions that you have concocted? Okay. Liam, did you get that memo about the question thing?
Yeah, I only had one though.
Okay.
But it's kind of like what we kind of brought up already. It's on regarding the last chapter that we like last 2.
Okay.
Do you ask like someone specifically, or you just ask it to?
Yeah, you could just
everyone.
pose the question to the group and whoever has an answer. I know y'all all have
Okay.
answers. So.
Well, I mean, this is kind of like so I had like what, like, because I was wondering in the beginning too, like, who was her great love, and she explained. So did y'all see it coming that she was gonna end up with or that she would fall in love with Celia? What was it? Celia? Wait, what's
Yeah, Celia. Yeah. Can I answer that one real quick?
yeah.
So for me, the way she was able to, except for, being with Don, but the way that she was able to just have sex or marry these guys or whatever the fuck with them and take her emotions out of it, it almost made me like immediately like, okay, well, I don't think she has emotional connection with men unless, they are trying to show the world, or they're trying to treat her a certain way, or trying to teach her a life that is what she's trying to obtain.
Mhm.
Right.
And so it made more sense when Celia didn't have those things already, and she was still having just as much fun, if not more fun, emotionally.
Right.
And I was like, wow. And I remember FaceTiming Cindy. I'm like, this is her fucking true love, isn't it?
Because
Yeah.
let me tell you, yeah.
Because Yeah.
And it's crazy. Actually, let me piggyback off of that. The way that she would describe Celia, like after they met and stuff like that, like you can even tell when she was trying to like lowball her, try to go to like ice cream shop, and they ended up going to whatever place, and they're just like going back and forth, and you can just see the tension. And I was like, hold on. And then you keep reading. And then you keep reading, and that whole like wine scene, girl. Because y'all, I did not expect it, but I was like, oh, okay. Because, and then, yeah, y'all. I'm sorry.
So for me, when did you realize, I guess, Jamie, when did you kind of have an inkling, like not even written down, but you're just like, oh, that was us. Like, when was your first that was us moment? When
About her and Celia?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever she marked up a line of freckles that she had here to like a T. Because I'm like, because why? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a boob. Like, what are we talking about?
Wait, was that
she was like, no, this is special. Like, she pointed it out and she described it so vividly that I'm like, why is this such a, and I initially thought that it was coming from a place of jealousy, because we know that she was a little bit jealous of her, right? Even though she was like the pretty one, stereotypically, right? That's why she's kind of paying attention to that sort of stuff. But it also is kind of like no, because it's like she wasn't bashing her in any like way. Yeah. She was like, there's something about her, like she's beautiful. Like, you know, let me see if I can find like exactly how she said it. But she worded it like, I know I marked it somewhere. Let me see. I know I have it somewhere.
I think Jamie, was she saying something along the lines of like,
yeah, look,
like Celia's gonna show. Okay,
I think I found it. It says, but Celia was the sort of beautiful that felt as if you could hold it in your hands. Like, if you played your cards right, you might get to marry a girl like Celia James.
Yeah, I mean,
like right here, big round pale blue eyes, long eyelashes, Cupid's bow lips, long strawberry red hair. She was simplicity perfected. So I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do it very well compared to Dawn. Yeah.
I don't live by the sea, but something smelling a little fishy.
Oh.
I cannot.
Does anybody else?
Yeah, that's personally when I found it.
Yeah, like before anyone else had like a
jump
comment
into the next one?
Mariah, what did you think? Like when you were reading?
I was literally like, I wasn't super shocked, but I was also just kind of like, wait, what? Like, I kind of got the vibe that like Celia was gay. I was getting that vibe because, you know, she was just like very obsessed.
Like, do you love him?
Like with Evelyn, and she was just like very obsessed with like her relationship with what's his name, Don or Dan or whatever, and
then, or whatever,
woman beater.
Literally
started going. I was like, wait, something is like fishy. And then like in chapter 19 or chapter 20 when they like kiss at the party, I was like, jaw dropped. I was like, no. And then like whenever she was talking to that girl right before she met up with Celia at the party, and she was like, yeah, don't you know like Celia's gay? And then I was like, oh, okay, this makes more sense now, because I remember like in the first couple of chapters, do you guys remember like she said that who was her like worst enemy or something, and she said it was Celia St. James. So like I think something really bad is gonna happen between them.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys remember that? It was in the first couple of chapters, and she was like, I married her brother to get back at her or something like that. Like there was some girl that she had like said that about. And so
wait.
I missed that.
I missed that.
I didn't
Who
know.
said that?
Who said that? Like, hold on, pause. Hold on.
well, like
I
it's in like the
remember that
first couple of
actually.
chapters. Yeah, like, and I was just like, okay, like I didn't really think anything of it. And
Oh, right here, I found it.
Read it.
I'm on a mission. I found it. Hold on.
Why did
It
I
said,
imagine it? Because I was like, oh shit, did I imagine
it's chapter 2, like the first page of chapter 2. It says, and finally, her marriage to financier Robert Jameson, rumored to have at least been inspired by Evelyn's desire to spite former co-star and Robert's sister Celia St. James.
Wow.
Knew I didn't hear that.
We got her, but we didn't. What the fuck? Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh, I hear with the receipt.
So,
Wow.
Do you
So
want to guess
basically-
as to what it is, or
I don't, maybe she chooses like each husband over Celia and Celia like gets so tired of it. Maybe that would be like
I think-
my guess.
I think it could be the reverse, that Celia chooses to marry someone else, because Evelyn's a very
Yeah.
prideful person, and I'm
Yeah.
sure in that situation she probably chose Celia. I mean, she whole ass left Dawn at the very last chapter, you know, and so
Okay, there's a lot to unpack with the Dawn because I actually don't want to talk about Dawn.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Kim, I need to hear your thoughts on Dawn and Evelyn.
Oh God, I was so mad at him. I guess the entire time I was kind of like yelling at her. I'm like, why are you with him? Like, you're already famous. You can do this on your own. And I just couldn't wrap my mind around it, you know? But then I realized, wait, this is the 1950s. And she's
Yeah.
put a pedestal for the jackass who's actually a very small person with possibly a small penis.
Literally.
most likely.
Well, no,
Say that again.
apparently fuck really well. I definitely wrote that in my.
Yeah, she used to describe.
Because
She did
I said, hold
describe
on.
them very well.
Yep,
Yeah.
really did.
wow. Okay. Iconic.
Oh gosh.
Especially the stand, the beach scene. And I was like, got
Okay.
it.
Yep.
She's
Yeah,
like,
so-
wait, here, there.
I was kind of hoping that like
Oh,
like
damn, a double
feel-
hit?
like maybe change Evelyn's mindset on like, okay, how can I build my career up without men, you know? Because that's how she's been doing it this entire time. So I guess I could see like Celia kind of like helping her pave that way into,
That's
you know.
yeah, it's like a vessel to do it without the aggressiveness of what it is to date a man back in the 50s or whatever. Yeah.
Wait,
I think
so-
Evelyn would have probably continued like pursuing that with Celia. I don't think she gave a fuck about who was watching her, but because Celia was so like, well, I'm not gay, but there was this one incident with the girl in high school. And then also I'm in love with you, you know, type shit, that she's the one that's more wanting to be secretive about it, even though she can't help like what everyone sees when she's with Evelyn.
I was very shocked that it was like just publicly known that she was, and she still wasn't cast like she wasn't like ostracized from Hollywood. Like they still knew that she was, and I was like, interesting that they know that about her, but she's still like a heartthrob. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Because you could have thought that back in the day that it was so like, oh my God, no, that it's so illegal to love the same sex. So you would think that she would have lost jobs, but apparently this bitch was blowing up even though she was
right.
And Evelyn was only 21. Also, can we talk about why they made Evelyn seem so old?
She was like,
They really
at that
did.
point?
I kept looking back at that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 21. Like, what the fuck? What? Like, what? And like, what is that? What does that make me?
Because Celia was 19, right?
Yeah. Celia was
19 or 17? 17 or 19?
I think they had a 3-year difference because when they were doing the little something,
Little Women?
I can't remember.
Little
She
Women?
was, I think,
Mhm.
15 at the time or something. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
they have like a 3-year difference.
I do have a question for the group. This is one of my questions that I wrote down. It's a little spicy, so you don't have to answer it if you don't want.
Try me.
But this is
Said
referencing
crime.
this is referencing Dawn and Evelyn's very toxic relationship. She mentions a lot of times how it's kind of like not linear and very gray, their feelings towards each other. So like, has anyone ever been in like a hate fuck relationship?
Where's Abby?
Oh, Hanny.
And like, or like, I guess, yeah, I meant, yeah, has anyone ever been in that? And like,
Yeah.
do you understand, Evelyn? Because for me, I've never been in that. And so it was hard for me to understand, but it was interesting to see someone's internal thought process on that. It was almost like you got to experience that through reading Evelyn's point of view. So
That's true.
Wait, Cindy, I have a question. Do you think she hated Don though? I don't think she hate fucked him. I think she truly.
Like
well, she did say it's the modern version of hate fuck is the relationship that they had.
Mm.
She literally said that.
But I think like, well, when she said that, it was her reflecting back on it. But I think in that moment, I don't think it was a hate fuck. I think it realistically was, I love this man and I love what he's doing for me.
After he pushed her down the stairs, she didn't have any kind of like, because she was numb to him at a certain point in time, but they were still, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because
but like at the same time, it's kind of like I'm numb to working my damn job, but I still love what I do type of thing. And it still provides for me.
Right.
And I know like when I look back at it, when I'm, you know, on the bigger and better things, I'll probably like, yeah, no, like it was definitely the version of a hate fuck of a job. Like I hated working and I loved the paychecks that it gave me.
Makes sense. Okay.
I think it's a dangerous comfort because, like,
yes,
the majority of her fame was built with him. So I think it was the comfort of like, okay, you know, this is my kind of how would I say it? I don't even know how to explain it. Just like a she knows
I get it completely.
It's like comfortable.
I get it completely. I dated a guy that was an alcoholic, and every time he said that he was sorry and, you know, the lying, the manipulating, and, you know, hiding things like to try to drink, I wanted to believe that he was telling me the truth at that time. Like I wanted to believe that was what's going to happen. But then it became one of those things where I saw how pathetic he was.
Got it.
When he was in that moment of like just complete drunkenness. And so I think that was also what Evelyn felt when she had found out he was cheating on her on top of that. And she was just kind of like, what am I doing here? You know, like it kind of just clicked for her.
I feel like it was a nail in the coffin for her to go after Celia. Like when she caught him cheating.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because I'm wondering, honestly, because I was like, if that didn't happen, if she didn't find out he didn't cheat and Harry knew about it too, which, how would y'all guys feel if your best friend knew that your significant other was cheating on you and didn't say shit? How would you feel? I'm curious.
I'm beat Mo's ass. She's right there.
Okay, listen. And what about it? Okay, it was fine. Okay, at the time.
Wait, did
But,
this
like,
happen?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Anyways, we'll let that settle over there.
That escalated real quickly. I was totally joking, y'all. I'm just kidding.
Dead.
Because like honestly, when Harry was like, "Oh yeah, I knew this whole time," and I'm like, "Bitch, like what?" And then she's all like, "Okay, well," because I feel like if he didn't tell her and she didn't find out, I feel like she still would have been with Don T. I think so. I don't know.
Well, she actually also saw it physically, didn't she? Like,
right.
Then he told her how long
At
it
the
had
very end of it, I guess.
She was walking out and he was fixing his pants or something.
He was.
Just know what it looks like.
Right.
No, you know, he didn't even say that. Is that what he said? I think he like grabbed her and got mad at her, like, let's go. And I'm like, why do you get mad at her when you're doing that?
Well, remember she ran out and then he's trying to run to the car and she's like not even opening up the window. She's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I would have want to swing, like just swing him by his dick and just
out the window.
Did you guys see Harry being gay coming?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You know,
Not at all.
I
mean, we didn't get
I'm
much
not gonna lie, I
character
didn't see it.
development.
I didn't really get enough about him too.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about Monique as well.
Ooh.
I thought he was just a really good, like, he was an honest guy, like not those guys from back in the day that thinks that like a 15-year-old is attractive, but like, oh, when you're of age, then we can like recap it. But then I remember when at her wedding, she goes, "Why haven't you ever kissed me?" And he was like, "Do you want me to kiss you?" You know, like it was like one of those things where it wasn't something that he was gonna do unless, you know, I don't know, like
It just
That's
sad
where I
that the
kind of-
only guy that doesn't take advantage of Evelyn is gay. It's like it just shows a little character. Not to
A
bash
lot
on
about the
it.
LGBT community. Except for Celia. She's different, but you know. The GBT.
Oh no, GPT.
Dead.
But no, it definitely threw me off guard. But they didn't give us much information about him. So I was like,
true.
okay. Love to see it, love to see it.
Ooh. Actually,
Same.
I have a question. I have a question for Liam.
Mhm.
Did you, I guess, how do I say
Come
this?
on. Come
Who do you resemble the most out of all the characters so far? Like, who do you think
Relate?
you relate to the most?
Like Dawn.
Gotta go.
Hold up.
like,
Do you really
I'm
want me to
gonna get
answer
someone out of
that?
here.
I would say Harry, because I've always been a person like that people can talk to and that they feel comfortable telling me certain things, and I tend to build relationships with them pretty easy. So I think that that's kind of like who I relate to the most
Oh, period.
so far, anyway.
I see that.
Okay. Oh, period. Wait, so then let me ask the group then. Because I'm really curious. I'm really curious. Like who y'all guys see in yourself when you see these characters? Like
Mine's easy. I definitely identify with Evelyn. I mean, except for the whole, getting got by men. I couldn't. I'm sorry. We're gonna fist fight and someone's dying. That's it.
I kind of want to say that like I relate to, even though it doesn't even seem like she's really in the book, but Monique. Me?
Yeah.
Every time I get to a part where it talks about her, I'm like, ugh, gross, bye. Like get back to Evelyn. But the fact that she is telling her story and allowing that outlet to be shared, I love that. Like I love the fact that she just letting Evelyn just talk about her life. And so I think I relate to her, unfortunately, the most.
Okay.
I was gonna say that kind of ties into the question that I had. I was going a little bit more Evelyn heavy because we are like focusing on Evelyn and like seeing if y'all could like draw a similarity or something from Evelyn that you could relate to. Something minute. I found something really minute, and Kimberly can attest to this one, and I'm sure she probably saw it and thought of me. But there was one part where Evelyn talked about, oh no, I'm sorry, Monique. Monique. In the last chapter, like one of the last chapters, she mentioned that her name is actually Elizabeth Monique Grant.
Yes.
And her first name's Elizabeth, and her family calls her Elizabeth, but then she changed it to Monique whenever she got a little bit older.
Well,
and
for
I said,
her dad.
that's me, bro. That's literally me. I'm like, my middle name's Elizabeth. My whole family calls me Elizabeth. If y'all didn't know, because I have two. I have a Tia Jamie, and I also have an Uncle James. They call him Jamie. So both of my parents' youngest siblings are named Jamie. And whenever I was really young, I think I did Jamie. I don't know, but my whole life I've been Elizabeth. It's just what I've been. Kimberly calls me Elizabeth. Like my parents call me Elizabeth. I'm only Jamie with y'all and like work and like school.
Yeah.
Family,
That's
I'm Elizabeth.
interesting because
So this,
she
whenever
came
this got pulled out, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like that's literally. And Robbie does Monique. I'm like, oh, like already I felt connected to her because she's mixed. So I was like, okay, bet, same. And then that I'm like, okay, I can relate a lot to Monique. I could see a lot of her in me. So, oh, it was interesting.
I really didn't know you went by Elizabeth. I thought you were just like fucking around until she literally would not
Stop calling you.
Right?
Who's Liz? Like, why do you keep saying
I was like,
Liz?
what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Mo can attest to it. Mo went to Honduras with us, and I mean,
Yeah,
did you hear them ever refer to me as Jamie?
I was
Especially
like,
when they
who
see
the
Jamie
hell
later.
is Elizabeth? Who is that?
It was either Elizabeth.
Yep. Literally, I got one to call me Izzy. I got everything. But yeah,
That's cool.
so I don't know. I didn't know if y'all had any characters like, if there are any like minute details like that y'all could relate to in a sort of sense. I'm sure Kimberly, you probably felt the same way with like Monique being kind of mixed and her little talks about growing up one side or the other, kind of probably related to a little things like that. But I don't know if any of y'all had that as well.
Well, I would say like, when she said mi hija, like her mom would call her mi hija, and how
Mhm.
that close connection, like, yes, I am, I feel close to my mother. Like I have this special, name
Mhm.
Spanish. And
Yeah.
my mom eat that, and like that was always so
That's true.
that piece.
My
like
best
having,
friend's mom calls me that.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
It makes you really, yeah. Definitely.
I think the thing for me, like, if we're talking about actual like character experiences, why I picked Evelyn, well, not only because she just gives me like fire sign energy,
Facts.
or like
Heavy.
Capricorn, but she has this. Obviously, this book is like the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and no one actually knows like the inside information of that. And I feel like I relate to her because I'm not public when it comes to my intimate relationships. Like I've had, Meryl can contest to this, she knows I've had 3 people that I've truly like been in like deep relationships with that no one knows, that's like outside my little circle. So like I can relate to her as in like just kind of keeping everyone at arm's length in the sense not to get, and I kind of like, that's how I relate with Evelyn, is like not just the fire sign, but like the relationship aspect too. So
Okay.
Oh, period. Honestly,
I
like,
definitely.
oh,
Sorry.
no, you can go.
No, I was just gonna agree with that. Like I definitely vibe a lot with Evelyn, just because like trying to grow like this influencer career with the like podcast and all this stuff. It's like, I don't know, I'm learning a lot from her. I'm like, okay, take that chance, take the opportunity. Like I feel like, and Solly knows this a lot because I talk to her all the time, but I feel like with life, we miss out on so much because it's like, is this going to negatively affect this person? And I just finished this intro to ethics class, and like it correlates so much to the book because I'm like, golly, is what she's doing so bad, or is she really doing the right thing? So I don't know. I love Evelyn.
That's true.
Hi.
Bev, what about you?
Huh?
Bev,
Yeah.
What
go.
about
yeah.
I would personally say more on the Harry side, just because
Why would you jump down?
no, really like married. I'm like thinking about who would I, be in like as a, I'm like probably just because I'm a personable person and I would like to manage, and I like to like tell people what to do and whatnot. So I was like, that'd be a really good job for me to do. Honestly, I think I would relate to that because I'm typically like that. But aside from that, I think back in my day, I could have definitely been Evelyn.
I still think that, Bev, you have Evelyn tendencies. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there are times where you're like, you're cut off. I don't need you anymore. And
Or just telling someone the hard truth and unapologetically, and then you're just like, we're good, right? And it's just like, okay.
try again.
Yeah, sometimes, it's just, yes.
Right.
But for sure.
Yeah.
So
But
wait, I have a question. Does anyone relate to Celia? I hear a lot of
I don't know much about her character. That's the thing.
well, like think about when they were drinking milkshakes, how Evelyn described herself and how, Celia was described in the book.
I think it's hard to relate to Celia because she come from money, and then they found her, and it's like, I think her only,
Yeah,
she
her
did.
entire family came from money.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's why
Celia,
she
though.
took-
Hello.
yeah. She
Well, I
changed her
guess
last
I would
name
say-
because she didn't want it to be tied.
With Kim, like your question about Celia, I think maybe it could be posed that like certain personality traits of Celia, could you identify with that? Like how she's more of like the submissive type when it comes to her and Evelyn, but then she's not. I don't know.
Clearly
we
not.
haven't read enough to figure that out, though.
I
She-
know.
Yeah,
Well,
She has confidence. I feel like Evelyn, she likes to project that she's strong, but really deep down she's not a strong person. And I think that's attracted to Celia because outwardly it really is a confident person. She knows I'm a great actress, I know my worth, but Evelyn's struggling inwardly, like, am I confident? Can people see that?
Yeah.
Are
And
you
she did
saying
also
that
mention-
you relate? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say she did also mention like on that because y'all were mentioning how her family was like rich and stuff, but on the scale of her family, they don't actually approve of her acting.
That's right.
Kim, did you say that you identify with Celia in this case, or like that you could see some personality traits that are similar
Yeah.
with you?
I like reading the book. I didn't really feel connected with Evelyn, but as soon as like Sophia popped in, I was like, okay, I can kind of like, you know, relate to her or even Monique in some ways, but I just feel like a disconnect with Evelyn. So it's shocking to hear everyone saying like, oh, I'm definitely Evelyn, because I don't get that vibe.
No, it's okay. You're a water sign, so I get it.
Well, that's actually interesting. Well, I think that it's cool that we can have different people that like identify. Trust me, like I feel like I was Celia at 17. Like, you know, like confidence that's like really fake, and it's not like I don't know anything about the world at 17, but I feel like the way that she acts is exactly how I guess someone would have acted, especially
Like fake it till you make it type shit.
And obviously the
Sure.
LGBTQ factor of Celia, I can definitely relate to that at a young age, like for sure. But yeah, Mariah, who's your person or that you identify?
I just love Evelyn so much because she's so sneaky, and I just admire that.
Bro, I can't with you, bro.
I mean, I'm serious. Like, I relate. There are definitely some times whenever I was like younger that I was doing some things that are probably not ethically good. So
I feel like me and Mo have had that conversation that they had in the milkshake parlor of like me being Celia and Mo being Evelyn of like, listen, like you're not gonna like me, I really just don't care. And I'm like, okay, period. Guess we're best friends. Okay, bet. I think that's how that conversation went.
Like
yeah, we definitely have.
So.
I just like the moral compass, like I'm definitely lacking that, I will say. So I relate to
now
Evelyn
or
that way.
back in the day?
Yeah, like now or
I think it depends on the situation now, but back in the day, yes, every situation lacked a moral compass. But now, like I've got a little bit of one.
It's like you choose when you want to lack.
we're trending up. That's all that matters. We're trending up.
Yeah, totally.
LOL.
That's funny. Anyone have a question that they'd like to pose for the group?
I do actually.
Go for it.
And this is to all of my gays, theys, and gals, so everyone. With both Harry and Celia, because they're both like out, especially in the Hollywood, and I don't know if any of y'all have like seen Sense8. But I think it was very interesting because Sense8.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, definitely recommend it. It's a Netflix TV show.
Oh, she's seen it.
But Lito, he's like an actor in there. I don't want to spoil anything, but just in a lot of like up and coming actors, like they don't like to push that they are LGBT. And so I just had the question, like, how do y'all, especially with her being so young, because she's 15. At the age of 15, like, did y'all know your sexualities? Like, and if you did, were you like, hey, I'm straight, this, that, yada, yada, yada? Like, I want to know y'all's opinions on that.
I definitely think that there was a stigma for myself, like, because I hadn't really dated anybody and we couldn't really date until we were 16, I guess, or whatever age. But I definitely questioned myself a little bit because I felt like we had so many siblings. I'm like, someone's bound to be gay. Someone's bound to be, you know, the statistics are there. And so I was like, is it me? And then I had my first relationship with a male. And then I was like, it's definitely not me. So I was like looking at other.
Which one of y'all is it?
Yeah, right. But yeah, I definitely think that there's always that moment where you're like, am I, especially even now with like TikTok and everything going on, like, I'm like, am I curious? This girl says, oh, I love your hair. And you're like,
you're done.
Oh
You're
my
someone else.
Liam, do you want to go next and answer the question? Or Meryl, you can pick whoever.
Let's go ahead and do Jamie.
Ooh. At 15, I think definitely at 15, I was like, huh? I don't know.
Mhm.
Definitely don't know. My first kiss was with a girl. So I was definitely very much like, yeah. Yeah, fun fact. So I know.
All of us have kissed women.
So I was like, I mean, granted, now I'm pretty positive, but
Let's hope.
but
I'm done.
I think the thing that gets me, that makes me really curious about it in the book is like, of course now, and I'm not trying to like, obviously I wouldn't know, right? It's still very difficult in this day and age to have come out and be open about being anything LGBT, right? But I couldn't help but think like in the back of my head, like how it was, like the difference between now and like then when she's talking about it.
Right.
And like honestly, the fact that she even just whipped out the word, oh my god, she's a lesbian, that kind of had me like taken aback, like wow,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? I was like, they
It
already
was
like
hard L.
knew that was a thing and that was like a word, like what could that, I don't know. I was really curious. But I guess for me, like, yeah, I definitely was like
I kind of
around that age
them a little bit.
thinking about everything. I was looking at everyone. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Elizabeth didn't say like cultural, you know, because I felt like just growing up with our mom's family, we didn't really have them to really have those kind of like open thoughts, you know, that those experiences until
Exactly.
plus when we were in college, you know what I mean? Because like our family has always been kind of like somewhat closed-minded, or you know, even with tattoos,
Yeah, they were.
gasp, that's the worst thing you could do to me. And I don't know, I felt like growing up it was really hard to like openly like
For yourself.
I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
like
Or just
Right.
explore, or just like have
Explore, experiment. Yeah.
explore.
it wasn't really like until college that like it really just opened up the whole world to me, you know what I mean? Just so I felt like culturally it did delay that for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Same.
Yeah.
African parents, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's-
Liam, what did you think about that?
What was the question again? Like,
Like when
How
it
did
came
I-
to like around her age,
uh-huh.
was like thinking about kind of like your sexuality and stuff like a very common thing for you, or was
Oh.
it something you found later or earlier? Like, what do you think?
Yeah,
Like,
it
could you relate
definitely
to that?
was a little bit later. And going back to the previous speaker, it's just like the whole cultural aspect and being raised in like the very religious, strict household,
Mhm.
it can create a lot of barriers for you. And I mean, I can't say it's like, because at the end of the day, you know, you choose what you want to do, especially now that times have definitely changed. It's a lot easier than it was before, but I mean, even at then, like people are still doing stuff behind everybody's backs, you know, and certain things. But so at 15, I wasn't sure of what it was myself, like whether I wanted to be with a woman or a guy. But that's around the time that I started questioning things and started doing a little exploring here and there. But not for sure, not that I knew specifically whether I was gonna be straight, gay, or whatever at that point. I think I was too young. I didn't really know until I was like 19.
Okay, interesting.
But I don't know, like being that big in front of everyone and being that young, for me, I was so scared for them because I was like, oh my God, people know? I was like, shit, like, I don't know. It just shocks me that it was just that open, like how it was written without there being any repercussions of her getting blackballed from Hollywood because they knew she was gay or something. I don't know. It's just very
I think it's hard though, because it's like I could tell, like I'm sure there's a possibility of it could have been really bad for her, but they said as soon as she was on the scene, she had like 3 lines in and everyone knew that she was going to be the star in that movie, you know? And so it was almost like you couldn't take that away from her. She was the talent, no matter what her sexuality was at that time.
That's true.
I mean, now that I think of it, just kind of like turning the page on the conversation, what could have made them like fall out to where You know what I'm saying? Like, she's obviously one of the husbands is now Celia's what, brother, right?
Yeah.
Apparently.
I'm telling you guys.
I didn't even catch
I-
that
This
at
is in
first.
a recording. I'm telling you that Celia is going to, because of all of the judgment, she is going to go for a man, and Evelyn's gonna get upset because I'm sure Celia would have dropped, or Evelyn would have dropped everything for Celia.
Are
at
you
that moment.
calling it? Or because remember Mo said to like, do you guys want to guess what?
I'm following it. I'm thinking that's exactly what it is, and that's why she went for a brother. What's the, like, that's like the biggest FU moment is like, okay, you don't want to be with me? I'm gonna make sure you get to see that I'm not gonna be with you, but be with the closest person that you know of.
That's a good point. I do have a question for the group. This is, I feel like we haven't gotten to dive into this topic of our section enough. Do we think that she was ever actually in love with Dawn?
I think she was in love with the idea of what he could bring her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Okay, I have to start driving, so I might not be able to pay as much attention.
Okay. I don't think she was in love with Dawn because I think she was in love with the idea of Dawn, and that's all I'll say.
I
Okay.
think, yeah.
I agree 100%.
Like
I
she.
And I think that if just a better guy, because he started hitting her after 2 months. It's like, give her a damn chance, because I mean, they could have made it. They really could have just been a good power couple, you know.
Yeah.
Well, someone said something along the lines of how Dawn's dad used to hit the mom, his mom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I remember
it was
that.
almost like inevitable that he was going to eventually, because I mean, monkeys see monkeys do, especially at a young age. You just think that's normal.
Yeah.
I didn't skip through that. I swear I didn't even know.
Do you blame Dawn for hitting Evelyn, or do you blame Evelyn for not leaving Dawn? Like, where are you like leaning towards, like, truthfully? Do you
I
think
think I feel like you have to blame him for hitting her.
Yeah.
Like, that's his
I would
fault.
blame him
But
too.
also, she should have
I feel
been
like-
like,
yeah.
oh. She could have
I feel
been,
like-
you know.
He, like, whenever you're in that situation, like, sorry you guys can't see me, but I'm driving. I feel like whenever you're in that situation, like, you just don't want to like accept it, you know, like that's someone that you love, because she did say that she did love him, like she like craved
Right.
his touch and all of that. So it's like I sympathize with her in the fact that like she didn't leave because she wanted it to get better, but it's like he should have never like why can't he just grow, you know, and not be like his dad? Like, how do you
Yeah.
hit a woman and like that's okay to you and you can sleep at night and then you apologize and but you do it again?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like
that was the thing that pissed me off. And he was like, "Are
Yeah.
you okay?" I'm like, "You just threw her down the stairs."
literally.
Literally,
I was like,
like
what
you
the
just threw
fuck?
her.
I was a psychopath, because I was like, you're a psychopath, because you're like, you're throwing her down the stairs, and you're like, you okay? Like, I'm like, yo, are you
Like,
okay?
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Thank you.
Again,
Literally.
saying before about Evelyn, like wanting to be confident but is not, like the reason why she stayed is probably because she doesn't have like that confidence to say, you know, I can pick myself up, you know, and get, like she was saying sorry to him for him pushing her down the stairs. So it's that, like, you know,
True.
Damn. Yeah, that pissed me off too. I was like, why? And I was like, and this is, I was like, Don, why I oughta? Because
meant
the way that he trained her to become so submissive, knowing, and I think it's because the fact that he saw her from afar and was like, she's actually a person like that's gonna be hard to tame. Because at first everything was nice, easy, cool,
Right.
yeah. And everything was just so sweet. And all of a sudden I was like, something's gonna happen and I just don't know when. And then boom, last like sentence was, and he started hitting me after 2 months. I was like, I fucking knew it.
Oh
I
my
fucking knew
God.
it, because any
Yeah.
man who is willing to literally, you know, go out with the most, and she was probably honestly prettier than him. And he was just like, yeah, I've got to like tie her down, put some kids in her, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I love that Evelyn did not have kids with him. I
Yes.
freaking love that.
She
That was
stood
like,
her
I was like,
ground.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yes. I thought
What?
he was gonna rape and impregnate her. Like I was scared for Evelyn.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
Dang.
what am I supposed to read? Like, what am I gonna read then?
I feel like also we gotta take into account the fact that how young she was. And also you gotta remember her dad hit her too.
Oh
So
my God,
and
yeah, I
there's a
forgot
sense of
about that.
normalcy
She probably
of her getting
right.
hit. She's like, okay, I guess this is
That's
just kind of
terrible.
what it is for me, which is sad, but it's also like, one, she's 20. Two, her dad did that her whole life, and that's all she had. She wasn't her mom not around, just her dad, because her mom died.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah,
like,
her mom died when she was young.
I
yeah,
think
so it's like,
that's probably why she is so easy to use people, because she's like, I've been burned, so I have no problem burning other people. And that's
exactly.
so.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're at time. Do you guys want to recaps for what, 2 weeks from now?
Oh,
How many chapters can we possibly be allowed to read? That's what I
That
want to
is a
know.
good question.
Because
You see, but I feel like we should separate it by like husband, because I feel like
Only
we stopped
one
this time
No,
middle
I
of
cannot husband. No.
husband. Do you know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Didn't we just start a new husband? Hold on. I'm sure.
do we do to chapter 35? Because it's 21 and that's
No,
that's
30, 35.
Hold on. Well, it's
That's
as
good
thick
for
as it was before, so it's like this thick. I don't know if y'all-
Just a quick comment. I really do like the extra read all about it chapters. They're so like, I don't know.
Oh,
they're
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I love the gossip.
Guys, totally did not talk about this. When Dawn filed for abandonment, I was like, this fucker.
Dude,
What
for
did
real. Like, what the fuck? He
Oh,
abandoned
for
her,
real.
if anything.
Hold on. Okay.
Be true.
I was just like, you're, oh, wow.
He's sick.
That's the worst.
Mental.
Literally the worst.
Okay, so I'm looking at it. The next two husbands are Mick Bear, what is it? It's hold on. There's Rex North and then Mick someone. Hold on. Mick Riva. So those are the next two husbands, and the second husband ends at chapter 36. So that way at least we can like get two husbands done all the way.
Okay.
We're not done with Don Adler now. Do you know what I'm saying?
So
That's
isn't that the third
16
husband?
chapters.
Isn't it the third husband? So
So it's the third and fourth.
okay, so we're doing
Okay.
husband 3 and 4, and it's chapter
So
30.
finishing Dawn, which is in like 3 chapters, and then finish the next two. And that takes us to 36. I think that would be good.
That's about the same amount that we just read.
Yeah, it's like
Is
this.
everyone okay with that? Mariah?
We're going from page one. What is
Listen.
this? Yeah, page 133 to 227. So it's a little less than 100 pages.
Okay. I'm trying, guys, I'm trying really hard to stay on track. I really just want to read the whole book today, but I'm not going to do it.
It was so hard to
This is
stop. I really wanted to keep
I
going.
know.
Um,
I literally was just like, that's the chapter we ended on. Oh my God. I like peeked
Yeah.
over at chapter 21. I was like, I need to read this right now.
I know
Oh,
the book.
Leave me alone, Jamie. Leave me alone.
Wow. Whoever decided to stop at that chapter, I was like, wow, okay, that was perfect.
Okay.
Literally.
Hey,
Very excited.
And this is why I wait till the last minute to read. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
good.
I'm like,
Okay,
last page, 1 minute before the meeting.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
But yeah, I
no.
say let's go to chapter 36. Like stop at 36.
Okay,
Yeah.
so chapter
Like,
36.
read it.
15 chapters.
Read it or
I
don't.
did have a
read it.
quick question before we left, though.
No, go ahead, all your questions, and then, yeah.
So, because obviously she was getting beat. Do y'all think that this is going to be a trend with all of her husbands?
No.
Ooh, I don't think so.
Well,
Interesting.
Maybe.
She
I
seems
don't
like the
believe
I'm
she
gonna
seems like
say
one of those
one
like make this
different views.
I'll only make this mistake once, or shame on, first mistake, shame on you, or whatever, second mistake, shame on me type shit.
I think it's gonna be at least the first couple, because it takes a little bit until they're really like, all right, now I can't take it, because you always hear those stories. I feel like Dawn, yes, and then probably the next guy might be verbally abusive, not hitting her, but maybe be verbally abusive. So I think in some ways they'll still be abusive to the point where she'll leave, but Dawn,
She leaves them at a certain point. There's a reason why it ends, right? So
Well, I think that's the most of the time the reasons why it ends. It's Celia still in the back of her mind, but I'm gonna let the book play itself out and kind of see where that goes.
Yeah.
True.
I predict that she's gonna have a baby with husband number 4.
You
I feel
think?
like that's the next bombshell for the next meeting. Like, holy shit, she's pregnant.
Do you guys all want to call out who you think she's gonna have the baby with, or is it already told?
I don't remember what it said.
I don't think so. Because
I can't remember who it is if they did tell it.
Yeah, I don't think it ever
You guys
said.
wanna see which, or go around and see which husband had, or she has a baby with who?
Let me remember who's who.
Wait,
I don't
is there
remember
a
her.
second
I don't
husband
remember their
names?
names.
Yeah, I don't remember the names.
Or you can say husband number 5, 6, or 7.
There's
I go
Nick.
5.
5, Jamie.
I go 5.
Kim.
I'll go for 6.
Okay.
Yeah, five seems good.
Okay. So Leah said 6 husband.
I think it's
I
or
think maybe number 4.
4 for Mariah. Okay.
I do 4 too. I think it's Nick.
4, yeah.
I do 4 just because of the time frame. I feel like would add up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay, Andre 4. What's it called? Kim, what did you say?
4.
Okay, 4. Bev, what did you say?
4.
Okay. Meryl.
But back up 5.
Oh my god.
I'm thinking 4, but she ends up with 5 once she has the baby.
Ooh.
She might meet 4
okay.
and 5 at the same
No, what did
time.
he say here?
Okay.
Oh, now we're adding twists and turns.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, we are reading the book of Evelyn Hugo. She's not an ordinary girl. Who's even to say that it's with one of the husbands? We might find out that she just told them that it was with one of the husbands, but really it was the one night stand.
Hey,
wow.
LOL.
No drinks to that.
I have a question. She
Kim,
tried
what
to
did
do
you say?
publicity stunt where she has trouble having kids or something like that with Dawn. Is
Was she faked a
Oh,
miscarriage? Can we talk about that?
Because
Yeah, she definitely faked
Yeah.
it.
Not have enough time to talk about all of these chapters. There's no way.
like, I think that she's going to maybe her fame's gonna go down, and that's just gonna be like the publicity stunt, like, oh wait, I can't have kids or something like that.
Probably.
You know,
I
like,
can
it's-
see that happening.
I think ethically it was wrong, but like
yeah.
with her career wise, genius, honestly. I
Yeah.
thought that was a really smart move. I was like, okay, hold on. You might have just did something back then. Yeah, girl.
Right.
What do you mean?
for real.
True.
And then what was her? She
They
5.
do anything for the clout.
Literally, they do anything for clout.
Okay, I have everyone's thing because like next time we meet, I guess no, at the end of the, once we find out, I guess we'll tell everyone who's right or who's wrong on the different.
Hey,
So
we should
February 1st,
make sure
right?
question in the group message so you can get everyone else's votes because everyone should have read also by
I forgot there's like Leah, Abby, Charlie.
Mhm.
That's
Mm.
so February 1st is when we'll meet next.
Okay.
7 p.m. And any questions you didn't get to talk about, guys, it's an ongoing book, obviously. So you
Right.
can always just pose it the next, go around and we can dissect it there.
So
Okay,
February
hey guys, I
1st.
have to go, but I'm looking forward to our next meeting.
Yes.
Yay.
Same.
Thanks for hopping on. Oh, it's lunar year. Okay. Yeah, February 1st, 7 p.m.
Wait, is that leap year or is that just wait?
Oh,
No.
lunar year. I don't even know.
Oh, okay.
And then chapter what Jamie said, 36?
36. So you got to read 236. So you're reading through 35.
Okay.
So you're stopping at 36. Does that make sense?
Like,
Which it'll make sense when you see it because 36 is it'll say the start of Harry Cameron.
Right.
Oh, God.
So don't read that.
But don't read that. Stop after 35, which 35 chapter looks like this. So it's only one page.
Oh yeah.
Juicy news gossip.
I'm so
Love it.
excited. I literally chugged this in like a day. I went from like chapter 6 to chapter 20 in like a day.
Yeah.
Girl, me too, but I was forced to.
Oh,
It was a slow like it was slow in the beginning, but once I started going, I was just like,
Right.
like
Surprise. Once
like
it started
for real.
rolling, I was happily, like, I was like pleasantly surprised. I loved it. I was like, okay, we can get into this. I feel like everyone's gonna start,
yeah.
Yeah.
and I
All
think
right.
there's just as much promiscuity, or I don't know, Beverly, you were wanting sex in him. I think she got some cunnilingus.
Girl,
Every-
take it together.
Right.
What?
Like, wants
She
the
did.
change. She wants the breath, the moans, the like.
Yeah, she was
Sweat.
Like, I think a little more detail would have been nice, but I definitely understand.
I'm sure, like when she's telling us, Monique is like this, like
clutching her pearls.
Literally.
So you're gay.
She's like,
Kiss
But,
the
like,
woman.
Evelyn can't
Okay.
describe it to Monique. Like, I, did whatever and I licked this. Like, she's not gonna be telling her, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, maybe this is her life story. If there's any time to
Do
say
y'all
it, say
think-
it now.
Okay, last question. Do y'all think that this is ever gonna make it out?
What do you mean?
I have to die.
movie?
Her biography. Because
She's
let's
gonna
not
have to
forget that she hasn't had a biography with anyone. And is it a matter of that she hasn't had one with anyone? Or has all of the people that she's had one with miraculously ended up like her husbands?
Shut up.
Oh.
She's like, I have to tell this to somebody, but nobody can hear it.
Yeah, like
Okay. Last theory. Do we
Not
think
theory.
that there's a possibility that Monique is related to Celia in some way, and that's why Evelyn chose Monique?
That
Monique's related to
I
Celia?
was wondering that. Like,
That's
why?
deep. I thought she was related
Oh
to
my
Evelyn in some way,
gosh.
or one of her husbands.
Not
But
to
I guess
tell
that
the
could work.
source.
That was Celia.
Jordan's the one that called it.
Yeah, Jordan's the one that called it, so I will give him that.
I'll just say, I said last meeting that I think she's related to one of Evelyn's husbands in some way, but that could be a possibility considering Celia's brother is eventually one of her husbands.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if that's the
true.
one,
wow.
Right.
But I feel
Then-
like you would know that if you were Jameson.
yeah.
Did she disgrace the family? So many questions. Okay. Well,
Tune in next time.
Literally.
Not for real.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're wrapping it up. February 1st. Don't read through chapter 36. We stopped there. And see you guys at 7 p.m.
wait, is it past 36 or like
Oh
37?
my God. Are you serious? She said it like
Just,
three
just
times.
text it. Just text it. Just text it.
Yes.
Later, guys.
Stop at
Bye,
36.
y'all.
Don't read 36.
Oh, 36. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.